Breaking news coming in. Nobel Peace Laureate Maria Machado has reacted to the win. She has praised Donald Trump. She dedicates her prize to President Trump, is what she says. Maria Machado on X has posted, "We are on the threshold of victory, and today, more than ever, we count on President Trump, the people of the United States, the peoples of Latin America, and the democratic nations of the world as our principal allies to achieve freedom and democracy." Machado also goes on to say, "I dedicate this prize to the suffering people of Venezuela and to President Trump for his decisive support of our cause." That's big. That's big news coming in. President Trump did not win the award, but he certainly has been credited for the role that he's played in Venezuela. And Maria Machado over here crediting him and saying that she owes this award to him. Pramit, if I could bring you in. This is exactly what I was talking about. The Norwegians quite knowing well enough that if they do not give it to Trump, they would have to choose somebody who White House and Trump really cannot criticize about. Although they're heartburned, but they still are going to now laud the fact that someone like Machado has won the award.
Well, in fact, yes. In fact, Machado is actually very popular with the Republican Party. She is a conservative, though obviously a very strong supporter of constitutional democracy. She's often said Margaret Thatcher is her model. She supports privatization and various other free market economic reforms. And in fact, last year, eight Republicans and several Democrats all signed a letter urging the recommending her for the Nobel Peace Prize, and this included Marco Rubio, the present Secretary of State and National Security Advisor of President Trump, and Mike Waltz, who was both former National Security Advisor and now the present UN Ambassador for President Trump. So many members of his own administration are Machado fans and have in fact been in many ways at the forefront of getting her on the list. So I think for Trump, and he's very mercurial, so he could act angrily and denounce Norway. But I suspicion he'll probably, given, as you said, the very careful choice of Machado, a person who many of his own team are great admirers of, and an enemy of Maduro, a man that Trump is threatening to almost overthrow through military means that Trump could probably just say, well, next year, I still have 3 more years to go. And in particular, the 2 big things, Ukraine and Gaza, are should we say, pending. And with any luck, he'll hope that he can.
So he still has time.
Oh, he has plenty of time.
He still has time, and this is a masterstroke. They've ensured that they do not face the wrath of Donald Trump, and yet not give the award to Donald Trump.
Well, we don't yet know about the wrath part, but Norway is reasonably secure because, as you know, it's a very wealthy nation. It's oil rich, financially very independent. The only thing they could potentially face a tariff over is salmon, which they are a major exporter of. And you may remember they've had this before, because when they gave the Nobel Peace Prize to, was it the Dalai Lama, China blocked all their salmon exports. And one result was that Norway began cultivating the Indian market, which is one of the reasons we now have Norwegian salmon in India.